We are at the pretty crowded and busy Indie Hub at Gamelab 2015, and we stopped by this stealth/ninja game. Thank you for joining us, David.
Thank you for contacting me. I'm David León from CEO from List Wars. We're working on Twin Souls: The Path of Shadows. It's a third-person stealth game for PC, Mac, Linux, Xbox One, and PS4. It's an old-school stealth game where you play as Aragami. You're an undead warrior with the power to control the shadows. It's a stealth game really inspired by old-school games like Tenchu and Thief, and mixing some new stuff like Mark of the Ninja and Dishonored. So the idea was to create. You are this sort of spirit, and the spirit with the power to control the shadows. You got different mechanics like teleportation. You can summon the shadows like summoning dragons or snakes to kill your enemies. Anyway, the idea is to find different ways to manipulate the shadows to bring down your targets. Okay.
I've tried the game already for 5 minutes. In which status is the development process right now?
We started working on the game last year. Right now we are maybe at 50% of the development. We are aiming for a release on late spring of the next year. And more or less that's what I can tell you right now.
And it's the game is part of the ID at Xbox program, but then you also plan on releasing on other platforms.
Yeah, we still haven't decided the final platforms, but we are really working on with Microsoft. With they have given their support with dev kits and all that stuff, and we have also talked with Sony and Nintendo. But our main focus is first on PC, on Steam, where we already have the green light, and then releasing towards Xbox One and PS4 in the next months.
So getting back to the game mechanics, it's obviously a stealth game. Which are the actions you can perform, like the basic actions of the character?
We wanted to create a game where the frontal approach, being aggressive, was not really an option. Because if you play games like Assassin's Creed or Batman, well, you don't really feel that stealthy, because you can just go to any enemy and just counter everything, kill them with your pistols, and you never feel a sense of danger, right? So we wanted to bring back that tension of infiltrating, sneaking behind enemies, and feeling vulnerable. So in the game, of course, you can do stealth kills, that the usual stuff. You can move from any two shadows of the scenario. You can also create shadows, and you have a diverse array of shadow powers, like, for example, creating weapons from thin air, planting some like C4 traps to trap your enemies, distracting them with like mirrors or visions, that kind of stuff, right? All sort of stuff, like hiding bodies, feeding them to the shadows. This kind of stuff that all circles around the idea of being stealthy, of being the predator. Right?
When you are out of the shadows, does your life bar takes a hit from that?
Yeah, we don't want to have any UI, any on-screen GUI or anything. Everything is really immersed in the game. So you have your energy, your shadow energy on your back. So when you enter the shadows, you can recharge your energy from the shadows. If you get touched by any strong light source, you lose this energy. And the enemies also they can manipulate light, and you can manipulate shadows. So you have this binary confrontation between light and shadows that guides all the game.
What can you tell us about the art and the music you're planning, but mainly the art style? It looks rather similar to, Mulan, and maybe a darker version, or.
We took a lot of inspiration from Journey and Sly Cooper and cel shading games for this toon style, but giving it some sort of push towards next generation, right? Because we have ambient occlusion, dynamic lighting, shadows, and that kind of stuff that you haven't really seen in all cel shading games, right? So it's a mix between modern art and cel shading that with like you said, maybe a Disney approach, right, to the character design. You have this toon game that's really violent, so it's also looking for this mix that makes the game unique.
Okay, looking forward to it. Thank you very much, David.
Thank you a lot for inviting me.